Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing a reflections on my December, my practice, my favorite decks that I liked, the favorite book that I read, or am reading, I should say, in December, as well as my envelopes, what I plan on doing for the new year, the new giveaway announcement, Christmas presents, you name it. There's going to be a whole bunch in here. Also, there was a spread that a video that I did not have the time to do that was created by my girlfriend Courtney over at Erie's Witchcraft. I'll put a link down below to that. Because I didn't have time to do that, I also created a little bit of a video, I guess you could say, a couple-minute video, showing like my dogs, Sully and Oliver. They were part of it. I also showed like the decorations that I put up for Christmas, so that will be in that part of the video as well. I'll share that. But here you see, this is my paper journal, because I have found that I just prefer a regular paper journal for everyday stuff. At least that's where I'm at right now. Who knows? My tastes are always changing. My tarot journals, stuff like that, the majority of my journals are all still digital, and that's what I prefer. But the everyday stuff, I prefer to just have easy access to it. So that I have something, I write down stuff that I need to talk about for the month. So that's what I'm going to be referring to. So I'm just putting it over here. So the first thing I'm going to talk about really is the movies that I watched. I'm just going to touch on them briefly. And I'm sure there's probably more, but I didn't really keep track. December was an extremely busy month for me, and with family stuff and birthdays and get-togethers and all that good stuff, right? So the movies that I watched and really enjoyed was Red One. That was with The Rock. He was a bodyguard for Santa, and Santa got kidnapped by the Christmas witch and by Krampus. Well, no, Krampus is his brother, and he didn't have anything to do with it. Well, I'm probably saying too much. Well, it is what it is, right? If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. There's going to be probably spoilers in here, or at least that was a spoiler. But I loved the movie. I thought it was really, really good. So I enjoyed that. Another one that I really enjoyed was Carry On, and that was with Jason Bateman, and I don't remember the actor's name. I'll insert an image here. And it was kind of like the second Die Hard, because it was at Christmas time. It was placed at an airport. There was, dirty dealings going on, and they were trying to get some stuff put onto an airplane, so they were trying to strong arm one of the security guys at the airport in order to let a specific package get through their detection. And that's what that was about. It was extremely good, and I really love Jason Bateman as an actor. He is so good as an actor, and especially when he plays like the bad. I think he's really funny, but when he plays the very matter-of-fact characters, I swear that's probably the best that he does. Anyways, that was very good. Another thing that my hubby and I watched was Gladiator 2. I can't believe that Gladiator 1 came out 25 years ago, right? 25 years ago. So the second one, gosh, does that make me feel old? The second one was really good. I loved it. The hubby loved it. Really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. There's nothing else to say that you probably don't expect, that you don't already expect from a movie like that, but it was really good. I loved the first one. The music, as usual, the soundtrack is just stunning. So, loved it. Another one I watched was Don't Move, and that was a young woman who gets, she's being stalked by this guy that has decided he wants to, like, murder her, essentially. He wants to, you know, do some bad stuff to her and then kill her at the end of it. So he gives her a drug, and then within like 20 minutes is supposed to stop all of her functions, so she can't really fight him, right? And he had planned the whole thing. Well, it doesn't turn out quite like he had hoped. And I don't know the lady's the actress in it. I don't know what her actual name is, but she's one of them that played in Yellowstone. She was the wife of one of the brothers. I loved it. I thought it was good. So the shows that I watched and loved was Yellowstone. That finished off in December, and oh my gosh, it was so good. Another show that we really are still watching because it's being released, and I think this one is on Apple every week, and that's Silo. This is the second season of Silo. It's really friggin' good. It is a post-apocalyptic or world event that happened, and these people are living in a silo, right? Underground silo. And it is a massive silo. And this is about life in that silo and uncovering mysteries. And the first season took you through whether or not it was truly safe on the outside. So they have like a certain pact. You can't say certain things like, I want to go outside, because if you do, the law is you have to go outside. And most people that go outside die. And they have like a little window, so clean the window, right? But there's more to it than that. It is really good. We're in the second season. We watch it. We just watched an episode last night. Another one that I watched, and this was on HBO Max, and it's the Dune series, and it's about like in the beginning with the Bene Gesserit witches, with the whole starting of it. I think that we just watched the last episode of that. Really good. I didn't see the little twist coming about who the guy that played Ragnar Lothbrok in the Vikings. He is one of the main characters in this series, and I didn't see it coming who he really is. That really kind of surprised me. So another show that I've been watching for many, many years, but started watching again recently because I didn't have Gaia for a while. And then I just recently this year got Gaia again. I think I got it when I was laying in bed, you know, with my broken foot. And I wanted other stuff to watch because I was getting so bored. And one of those shows that I watch is Cosmic Disclosure with Emery Smith. And he's always got other people on his show talking about actual cosmic disclosure, talking about aliens, talking about different missions, alien disclosure, cosmic disclosure, stuff like that. Very good. Another one that I watch is with Regina Meredith, and that's called Open Minds, and she has tons of people. I think it's like 29 seasons so far of that. She's always got like wonderful people on her show, and she interviews them about a myriad of different things, usually that has to do with like Atlantis, has to do with reptilian, has to do with crystals, psychic ability, you name it. It spans the gamut. It is just chef's kiss, so good. Another show that we have really enjoyed is Landman, and that's on Paramount Plus. That's where we watch it. And that's with Billy Bob Thornton. And he is like a manager over like oil fields and stuff like that in Texas. And his son just came into the mix and is also, you know, working on these drilling sites and all that. It's really good. I really like Billy Bob Thornton. And then another one we just started watching, it's called The Agency, and that is on if you have like the Paramount Plus and Showtime. So that's on like the Showtime part of it. And that's with the guy who played Magneto. The younger Magneto. I don't remember what his name is. You guys probably know his name. And he also played in Jane Eyre. love him. I just, for some reason, off the top of my head, I can't remember his name. But he's the main character, and he's a CIA agent, and he's just come back from being like another identity for like 6 years, living as this other person, and he's just come back into the agency. He was in another country and everything, so it's about that. Really good. So I've also been playing games this month. Really started strongly in the beginning of December, just enjoying myself. And so I started off with Assassin's Creed Origin, and I know that this was from like, I don't know, 2017, right? But I'm late to the game, okay? And I'm playing on my computer, and I was initially playing with just my keyboard, and my husband's like, you should just try with a controller. And since I got the controller, man, I've been playing. I play pretty much every day. Sometimes I'll miss a day, but I got really good at playing that. And I mean, I was kicking butt at much even lower levels than what was suggested, 4 different missions. And I took out all the bad people at like, I don't know, level 33 or level 36, something like that. All the targets. So, then I started playing Origin, or Odyssey, the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I'm playing that one right now. And I'm Alexios. I decided to play Alexios. And I'm on like level 16 of that now. And I did that all in December. I've just been kicking ass, okay? I love it. So, moving on from that. So the 2 favorite decks that I worked with in December is When Women Had Wings tarot deck. This one is by Angie Solons, and artwork is by Jenna Della Grataglia. It's just so beautiful. I've done several off the books readings, just playing with the cards. So I didn't record them because they were not like part of my practice. They were just like fun readings, or just needing to know now, just stuff that I didn't feel necessary to really record, but I just really wanted to work with the deck. So I enjoyed this so much. I love this strength card. It's got to be one of my favorite strength cards ever. And I'm sure it probably is AI generated. Somebody, I'm not sure where I seen it, but I think somebody had mentioned that. I don't have a problem with that personally, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I love that sun card also. Oh my gosh, look at that Fool. And the deck that I also loved working with, the Oracle, is The Light Within by Jody Bergsma. And oh my gosh, I love it. I absolutely love this deck so much. I love the affirmations. I love the artwork. It is a beautiful size for just putting on an altar, being able to, when you walk by every day, being able to see it up, and then it reminds you, and it's easy to read what it is. Sometimes we need to be reminded several times in a day, you know, especially when you see things that's going on in the world, and the economy is just so rough right now and everything. So a nice reminder and lift me up is always in order, and especially when it's that beautiful, right? So those are my 2 favorite decks, one tarot and one oracle, that I liked working with in December. Another thing that I've mentioned this, but I do goddess work every Friday. And it's about the divine feminine and implementing the divine feminine into my energy again. And so this deck was actually suggested by Jennifer Storelli, with Consulting Crones on the Consulting Crones channel, for like implementing goddess work. And there are cards in here that come from men too, but they're just, I tell you, it's like every Friday when I read these, I break out crying. I can't help it because the stories are so touching. So I want to read to you. This is the one that I got. And it gets me, okay? It really gets me. I got the bigger book that I read along with it, because it does come with a book. But I have a bigger book that I purchased with it, and I started this a couple of months ago, okay? Doing the Friday with this particular deck for the goddess work. So let me read to you what I got for this last Friday. Yesterday, actually. Oh, the 27th. Just to give you an idea of how this reads. So, here's the book. It is much bigger print. I'm loving that also. It's like they made this for older people that cannot see as well. I'm all about it, okay? So, altruism. To give to others simply for the sake of giving activates healthy currents deep within your body. Gift, altruism. Shadow, selfishness. Siddhi is selflessness. Or Siddhi. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that. Programming partner is 28. And it's by Richard Rudd. I think the story means the story is written by Richard Rudd, I think. So, my wisdom story for 27. Let me come in a little bit closer. My wisdom story. My people look down upon selfishness. Status and respect were earned through generous giving and personal sacrifice, not through self-centered accumulating and individual achievement. From the moment I could hold something in my hands, I learned to give it away. On birthdays, I gave gifts to my guests. When participating in ceremony, I gave gifts to my teacher and those around me. When I became a young woman, I served my family willingly and without complaint. But there were times when I was expected to give and I felt taken advantage of and disrespected. Even though I felt angry and resentful inside, I gave anyway. Because that's what good community members did. Sometimes I found myself giving because I secretly wanted something from someone else. Their respect, their love, their admiration, their gratitude. Once I worked for several days preparing a meal for the whole village, when what I really wanted to be doing was swimming in the river with my brothers. My self-sacrifice seemed to go unnoticed and unappreciated. Without realizing it, I pounded my frustrations into the tortillas that I made. When some of the villagers got ill after the meal, I felt just horrible. As I was about to confess to the elders that my self-centered heart had poisoned the food, my grandmother, a master gardener, stood up and told the community that she hadn't properly tended to the corn and that the belly aches were her fault. Then she winked at me and pointed me in the direction of the river. That evening, as I floated and looked up at the moon, I realized that my grandmother had taught me the meaning of true altruism. My gift to you. It is time to look honestly at your relationship to giving. Are you giving from your heart, or are you giving away your power? Are you giving without attachment or with a hidden agenda? What did you learn during the first 7 years of your life about selfishness and selflessness? I ask you to be intuitive in your giving. Give to causes and to people who are fertile, who can make use of the gifts they receive. If you are feeling angry or resentful, do not give. Not yet. Wait until your heart opens. Practice random acts of kindness whenever possible, and your sincere altruism will bring more joy and abundance into your life than you can possibly imagine. Questions for contemplation. Where are you sacrificing yourself in ways that aren't healthy for you? Where are you giving with strings? Have you ever given too much of yourself and then resented it later? How can you better care for yourself so that you can give from a full cup? Where and with whom do you find it most difficult to set healthy limits? Where and with whom do you tend toward selfishness? If you weren't feeling so guilty, what might you do differently or do less of? When have you felt the most selfless in your actions? What are you feeling genuinely grateful for right now? Write it in your journal. Do something nice for someone today without them knowing it. It's good for your health. So the day before I got this card, drew this card, our neighbor lady had come to the house, and mind you, this woman has come to our home at 3 o'clock in the morning, like during COVID, and needed to use our telephone because she couldn't remember where she put her phone, or she didn't charge it, and I talked to her during a time when our power went out, and she came over and she was sitting with me in the van so that I could charge up her phone. And she'd had a really rough year. I mean, I started getting to know her a little bit, and she'd had a really rough year. And I don't want to get into detail. Not like anybody knows her. Not like she ever watches my channel. She doesn't even know about it. But she came to the door, and she asked my husband if he could take her to the store. And my husband's like, no, because, I mean, we've had frustration with her, admittedly. But he said no, because we were waiting on a delivery, which we were waiting on a delivery. And I said, no, come on in, have her come on in, take a seat, let me go get dressed, because it was in the morning, and let me just take her. Obviously, she came over because she needed help. It was not that big of a deal. It gave me a chance to get myself dressed. I was going to swear again. Get myself dressed and get out a little bit. And I didn't even ask her what she needed. I just took her to the store, and then brought her home, and she was extremely grateful. And when we got back, my husband said, you know, I feel really bad. I should have just said I would take her. And you are such a good person that you would do that. But that is me. So when we go by somebody that is needing food or money or whatever, I always just do it if I have it, okay? I give not because I want something in return. I do it because if that was me, and I told my husband, if it was me that needed help from somebody, when people ask you, if you can, I'm not saying take every last little bit of what you have and give to another person, but if you have it, give it. And that also creates, not that I'm trying to do it for an end result kind of thing, but it does create and put you in a frequency of abundance. Just think about that for a second. So I love to give. My mom taught those really valuable lessons when we were kids. She would take us and, you know, even though we never had a lot ourselves, and every Christmas or some holiday, she would say, okay, let's give to some other, you know, families that don't have stuff. And we think about it really more at like the holidays, right? Christmas time and stuff like that. But take some of your toys that you no longer play with, and let's give them to other little kids. And we didn't have a lot to begin with because we didn't have a lot growing up. I mean, but it always felt so good to be able to know that we were doing that for somebody else, and how one little act of kindness can make a huge difference in somebody else's life, right? So this deck has been, and there's been other ones, almost like every single week, there is such a beautiful story and reflections to look upon. And I feel like those things are really very much about embracing the divine feminine, that nurturing, giving, receptive energy, you know? And well, I'm not going to go in any further, but if you have a chance, if you want to take a look at this deck, even if you don't get the book, which I like the book, there's more to it than this, than this, the book that comes to it, and it's much bigger, but it is, every single time I have read it, and I've read a couple of them to my friends, it gets me so teary-eyed and gets me thinking, and it puts me in a frequency of love and abundance and appreciation and gratitude. And gratitude has always been a massive part of my practice, because I have been through times when it didn't feel like there was a lot of things to be grateful for. But when you really look at our lives, when you look at your life, I'm sure there's tons of things, truly, if you're looking, that you can find to be grateful for. I know there is a list as long as my property of things that I'm grateful for in my life, because I am aware of it, right? I'm grateful and I'm appreciative of it. And I'm appreciative of you guys too. So that went a little bit further than, what I wanted to talk about, but you get the point. That deck every Friday makes such a huge impact on me and gives me so much to really reflect on. All right, so book. And I'm still working through this book. And that is The Psychic Art of Tarot, by Matt Oren, and forward by Rachel True. Matt Oren is probably the most respected psychic that I have this affection for. I don't know how to say this. Every little morsel of information that is in this book is so profound for me. Psychic Witch was the same way. It was a game changer for me. And this book, I am just really taking my time. I know there's people out there that are speed readers, like the beautiful Chanel. She can speed read, right? I can't. I cannot. Sometimes I have to read a passage 3 times because I feel like I don't want to miss any little morsel of what I'm reading. Now, it depends on the material, okay? But this material is so good, and it's right up my alley. It's everything that I could ask for in a book about psychic development and the psychic arts in conjunction with using the tarot system. And the stories that he has in here, and I just always learn so much from Matt Oren. Always. So it's taken me a long time to get through it because I am savoring every friggin' drop that I get from this book. I mean, I am almost done. Okay, truly. I'm clear in the back here, but I cannot stress how much this book has just brought me so much insight and aha moments and, oh, I never thought of that. I'm going to try that now. And then it working. He always has, well, in the books that I have read of his so far, just jam-packed full of actual practical exercises. So I highly recommend the book, but it's not about that. It's just about really showing you guys, although I'm not reading a whole lot other than reading through like all of my tarot books and guidebooks and stuff like that, and what I'm watching and consuming and stuff like that, and doing my journals and stuff like that. But actual like deep down reading in a book, it's this one. And I'm still plugging away at it. And it would definitely be my book of the year as well. There's other ones. Oops, sorry about that. There's other ones that are contenders, but this is my book, okay? He is the author. He is fabulous. So, a book that I want to sink my teeth into that I heard my sister talking about on her channel, and that is The Secret Teaching of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. I barely scratched the surface. I got the Audible version of it, and I also got the book because sometimes I like to hear it and I like to read it. So I have a feeling I'm going to maybe listen to it and then decide what areas I want to dig a little bit deeper into, because I have a feeling a lot of these concepts I probably already know, but we'll see once I actually get into it. A deck that I just enjoyed so much, and I talked about, and I finished decoding this, And I'm actually going through and soaping it. I've soaped about this many so far. It is a tedious process. And that's another thing. I am so grateful for Tammy Pie for creating that little video of soaping. If you're watching this, sweetheart, thank you so much, because I did go out and I bought some natural soap, which I had purchased before, but I needed some again. So I bought like a 6-pack and I've been soaping it, and so I've been doing that upstairs. But this deck is so friggin' cool. I love the concepts, but what I really loved about it was going through and deciphering the sequences, right? Deciphering what every card is. So I went through and finished that up this month. I had already done, like, initially when I first got it, like up to the 4s, but, up to the 4s, but I finished it. It does come with a little book also, but I don't know if I'm feeling enough energy to decipher it. We'll see. So that is the Cerulean Sequence by James R. Eads. Love it. Enjoying it so much. Okay, I want to make a special announcement right quick also. So for those of you who purchased my Yule celebration Oracle, thank you so much. There was quite a few of you. I don't know who buys them. On Make Playing Cards, all you see is the sales. You don't see who actually is purchasing them, so I don't know who has purchased them. However, I was watching a walkthrough that my sister did on her channel and noticed that there was a duplicate. I didn't realize there was a duplicate. So these both say the same thing, Winter Harvest and Yule Tree. So if you find them in your decks, the sayings are the same. So I thought to keep it with this one, because that one seems more right, and accidentally this one was on it. So because I buy the kits, she probably had done that, and I didn't even realize when I was editing it and changing the fonts and all that, that I just, I didn't realize that it was the same. So I have since changed it. So instead of it, enjoy the abundance of the winter harvest, give thanks for the gifts and that the year has brought you, and prepare for the renewal ahead. So I changed the saying for the Yule tree to embrace the symbolism of the Yule tree with its strength and tenacity. They represent life, rebirth, and renewal for the future. So what that means is, because I don't know who purchased the decks, and for some of you it might not be a big deal if they both say the same thing, but I wanted to make it right for anybody that wants to have the actual corrected card. And because I sell it in 2 different versions, I did get cards enough to hopefully cover everybody that purchased them, of the Superior Smooth. Oh, wait a minute, that's still, there we go. Of the Superior Smooth and of the Linen. So drop me a email at Rochelle Dagley, which it's always in my About Me section on my channel, RochelleDagley@gmail.com. If you do want the replacement card, I will be more than happy to just send it quick out to you. Just a regular simple envelope, probably put something like cardboard to protect the card, but send it out to you so that you can have the corrected card, okay? And make sure when you send me your name, address, that you also let me know whether or not you got the Linen or whether or not you got the Superior Smooth, just so that I can make it right for you, okay? All right, so that's it with that. Okay, so now to talk about the giveaway. Because I have not prepared this, I'm going to make a separate little short video like I did last month and do a drawing there. So it'll be probably less than a minute long, a short video that will be within a day or 2. So be watching for that to see who is the winner for the Rhythm and Soul Tarot. And I'll let you know in that video how to contact me so that I can send your copy out to you. Now, to show you also what is for the next giveaway, it is going to be, you need to comment on this video, but it includes this bag that I actually purchased for it. and a copy of the Love of Spreads Oracle deck by yours truly. Okay, it's still in its cellophane, and I am going to be coming out with, in 2025, a second edition with the same backs, but they're all going to be completely different, probably another 60 spreads. Okay, so, and it would definitely fit an expansion in there, or not expansion. I keep saying it's not an expansion. It's not an expansion. It's a second edition. It's entirely different, but I'm going to keep the same back so that people can have 120 cards, you know, of spreads. So that is going to be part of the giveaway. Now, if you would like to enter the giveaway for this one, for anybody, just leave me a comment with, just let me know that you would like to enter for the Love of Spreads, or just say Love of Spreads in your comment, okay? And you will be entered into the giveaway. Now, for those who made comments on my videos in the previous month, so that would be November, if you enter, for every comment that you made on my videos, my November videos, you know, one comment per video, but on each of those videos, you get an extra entry for all of those as well. That's just a way that I show my gratitude for your support on my channel. It's very much appreciated, and I enjoy doing these giveaways because I can, right? Because I can. So a couple of things that I need to say: you have to be 18 years old in order to enter. You need to be a legal adult in order to enter the giveaway. And if you live in another country where they do have like import fees or anything like that, that is your sole responsibility. Now, I will put that it is a gift, because it is a gift. And I will put under a certain amount that you need in order for your shipping. But if you do incur any fees on your end, and I will ship internationally, as long as you can legally accept a tarot oracle deck in your country, okay? So that's pretty much, just leave me a comment with Love of Spreads in this, under this video. Please like the video, but you know, leave me a comment if you would like to enter into this month's giveaway, and I will reveal that at the end of January, okay? Or beginning of March or February. So, Christmas presents. What did I get for Christmas? So, I did get a deck. I got this off of Etsy. I don't even remember what the name of it is. These are the backs. Pretty, pretty. They are glossy, with a shine gilding. Really, really pretty. I love the colors. If you would like to see a walkthrough, let me know. Otherwise, I probably wasn't going to do one. But if you would like to see one, let me know. But I did get this for Christmas. And let me show you what else I got for Christmas. So, whoopsie daisy. Now, not all of these did I get for Christmas. I already had like about 4 shades of these. However, I wanted to try them because fingernail polish does not last long on my fingernails. Now, I have done research. I use the acetane, or sometimes I use the like nail drying before I put on anything, because I did some research when I got the nails, you know, the gel tip things that I was trying to do. Those are really cool. They stayed on my fingernails for like 3 weeks, but they were a pain in the bottom to get off. So that's why, and they like tore up my nail beds. So I decided I'm not going to do that. I just needed to find something that would last a little bit longer before chipping or wearing off. Now, if you have any tips, please let me know. But I will tell you that Mooncat, they stay on my nails regularly. The other nail polish that I've tried, which is like, gosh, I don't even know the names of them. One of them is Sally Hansen, and one is like a lacquer, or I don't remember, but they're upstairs. But they last usually like 2 days before they start to chip and stuff. These last about 4 or 5 days, which is like double, right? And they seem to go a long way. The brushes are really good. The way that these are packed are phenomenal. Every little one gets its own little box and everything. So they had a sale, a year sale, and when I seen it, I decided to pick up several of them, and I think these are so pretty. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So I really treated myself, because these are quite expensive, but they're worth it. But the sale, I think I got them for like $12 a piece, and they're regularly like $15 a piece. This is the base. This is the cover. I definitely use those. Top coat, I mean. And so I definitely want to get more of these. I am in love. Now, what I'm wearing right now is this one and a layer of this over the top. So this one is the 13th hour, which is just stunning. And then this one is Millennia. And I also have like this thing, and it's like a metal thing. So for like magnetic. So you put it like this way. So when you're putting it over, it's gonna like come to a culmination that way. I don't even know if you can see it. Probably not. But it looks really cool. So those were my Christmas presents. Loved them, loved them, loved them. Do you have a special nail polish that you really like using, a brand that you like using? And have you found there's different brands that stay better for you, or is there special techniques that you've done that work better for you? Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know, because this is still something I'm exploring. I do love having nicer looking nails if I can. I mean, they're short, but at least paint them. And this is something else that I got for Christmas. Isn't that so pretty? It's just a inexpensive little ring off of Amazon, but I thought it was so pretty. And I love the rose gold, and my wedding ring is rose gold, so it needs to be cleaned. But yeah, I thought it was really pretty. I like wearing my Labrador right today. But okay, so I wanted to talk about the envelopes for it being the new year, and how I'm doing my envelopes, or my year ahead tarot practice. So I decided to do 2 sets of envelopes. I already completed 1 set. The other set, I'm still working on decorating them. So this, I just got some really pretty card and envelope sets. They're all butterfly. And they also came with like some stickers. And I know I've seen some people that have decided to reuse their envelopes, and I think that's a great idea, but I don't want to reuse my envelopes. I want to start fresh each year. Not only do I enjoy maybe picking out a different theme for each year. But I like having the energy of something new, like leaving that was in the previous year behind and starting something new for the new year. So that also involves the ritual that I do. These, I didn't really do a ritual, but the other ones, which you'll see, it's just because I'm not done with them. I am going to be doing the same ritual. Now, I'm not going to be recording it this year. It's going to be pretty much the same ritual of going through with my good incense and running my envelopes through the incense, and I am going to be wax sealing it on the back of each of them. And I actually even bought a new thing of little wax things because this is the color that I want. I just love it, you know. It's like sealing it with a kiss kind of thing. So, but let me show you what I did for these. So, with these, I'm going to be opening up, which I need to open those up, this one soon, the January. But I'm going to be opening up this set of envelopes in the beginning of the month. And then the other set that I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be using for it, those are going to be at the end of the month. So, the ones at the beginning of the month are going to be, or already are because I did them, but the European Goddesses and Spirits Oracle deck. So for me, I drew a different goddess each month, and it's not about necessarily embracing that goddess energy, although I try to work with all different forms of the divine feminine. But it's about learning about that goddess and learning a little bit about her story and using that and, you know, learning about the correspondences and everything. So this is why I decided to use this particular deck, and also why I'm opening this up in the beginning of the month, because it's going to be about just researching. And if that involves whatever I have going on in that month, then, and embracing that particular energy, then even better. But if not, it is just about learning about this aspect of the goddess and, you know, her story. So, instead of his story, her story. And then the other one that I want to work with in conjunction with this goddess deck is the Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, because 2025 is going to be all about exploring the divine feminine for me. Okay, everything you'll see in the other stuff that I'm going to be doing. So this is also about embodiment and wholeness, heart-centered, and that's what I feel like the divine feminine energy is bringing in. And I think that there's probably going to be some big things that happen this year. And that's why this is why it's so important for me to try to reach this heart-opening, heart-centered practice and to keep that open throughout the year. I just want to keep myself in a certain state if I can. So my practice is going to reflect that. So that was those two. Sorry, let me just get them out of the way. And then, so my other envelopes, I am working on them right now. And the reason I haven't finished them is because I ran out of stickers and stuff that I like to go along with those. And that's part of it. These are all brand new envelopes that is part of the ritual for me of bringing in new, right? So I'm waiting on some stuff to arrive and some washi tape. I'm getting a bunch of washi. And I already did my October. The October is going to be a little bit different than everything else, but all the other ones I want to keep in that one. But October is just a special month. So, the decks that I plan on using for our tarot, it is about notable women in history. So it's also going to be, I'm going to draw 2 cards, and This envelope is going to be opened at the last, even maybe the beginning of the following month, in reflection of the month prior, because I want to see how these cards organically, without any kind of influence by me and by my subconscious mind, influencing what happens in my month. So I want to see how organically I can relate these cards to what happened in my month. So I'm going to draw 2 cards of this each month in my envelope. And one card is going to be like an energy that I was embracing, and another is going to be an energy that I was needing to release. And I'm not going to know which one is which one until I do my reflection. I'm going to let the cards speak for themselves. I'm not going to put any predetermined anything. I'm going to see how they unfold, the stories that they tell, and because I'm also learning about notable women in history yet again, and that's how I wanted to use this deck. So another one that I wanted to use was the Spiral Oracle, and for that one was I have it written down here. Yeah, so the Spiral Oracle is supposed to be a message from my spirit team. That's not something that I have done a whole lot with. I have done a whole lot with my higher self, but I have not done a lot with my actual spirit team. If they're communicating with me, I only hear my higher self. So I want to change that. And that's another part of the Psychic and Tarot deck or book by Matt Oren. One of the parts that I loved about it was all of the like spirit team stuff and spirit guides work and connecting with them and all that. So this is going to be a big part of it in 2025. Another one is the Medicine Woman Oracle, and each card that I draw from this each month is going to be technically my monthly medicine. Now, I did that last year with the like essence, the like oil essences, and like I don't remember even the name of it. I'm so terrible. What is it? Essential oil, I think is the name of it. But this time it's going to be about my medicine in regards to like embracing the divine feminine kind of thing. So I chose the monthly or the Medicine Woman Oracle for that. And then I plan on using the Reclaim Oracle, and that is going to be about what emotion that I need to reclaim each month. So stuff that's maybe been repressed, or that society said I wasn't supposed to, or that I myself have thought, well, you know, it's not worth it to release those feelings. It's not worth it to not even release those feelings, but to even acknowledge those feelings, right? So this is going to be bringing that out for me. Not that it means that it's for me to share, but it's for me to explore each month. So, okay, so I figured I would take you on a little tour of my living room. It's actually after Christmas. Watch out, Bubby. And just to show you some of the decorations that I had up this year before I end up taking them down. So we got actual like custom made stockings, and my daughter and her husband's, we got them one too, but they're not here. They're at their house. So just a little bit of festive fun. We do have a big tree, like 7-foot tree, but we decided not to do it this year. So I only had a little tree. I barely even decorated it. I didn't really put ornaments, nothing. Just did not feel like it. So I did like the bare minimum. But there is my hubby's leg lamp. You know, it's fragile from A Christmas Story for those that have not seen that. It was like 30 years ago, I think, that it came out. So that is really pretty much the extent of the Christmas decorations. And the boys want to fight, or they want to play. Oliver. Oh, really? And there's Sully. What you doing, baby? You want to say hi to everybody? Okay, well, clearly they just want to play. Oliver just wants to play. But I wanted to show the boys. Because, Courtney had done a really cool, spread and stuff. And I just, with everything going on and how busy we were in December, I just didn't have time. But I figured I'd at least show the boys. Sully. No, they're too preoccupied.